días. Damos comienzo a este Congreso Internacional.
These people don't think the same way.
Students today think very differently from the way that we thought. Technology is not an addendum to your life, it is your life.
Muy buenos días. Pasan unos minutos de las 9 de la mañana.
We decided to hold a conference on education and economic development because this is a topic that we picked up from the field, so working with educators, ministries of education, development agencies worldwide. We heard that there is actually a conversation that has never really gone deeper, and that's what are the direct links between education and economic development that goes beyond the simple figures, so the simple connection between education and GDP. What is there beyond that? This is a conversation we want to facilitate between the different stakeholders at a global level.
So what I would like to talk about today is about not just education reform. Intel is committed to education since the beginning of the existence of the company. That also means that we would be involved, of course, in the education transformation process and advising governments, supporting governments in this process just based on our global experience and, of course, the local experiences in the countries. But at the end of the day, and this is my last sentence, what counts are the governments. 10 million teachers trained on 21st century skill development. That's huge, and we did this together with more than 56 countries. Speed, but also has to have the environments to make this change happening on a sustainable level.
Education is not only the role of the teacher or the government, it's the role of all companies. You know, in this new economy, clearly the main driver, as clearly to transform the education. You need to equip, the students with this ability to work in a multinational world. Education will be clearly the key factors, to succeed in the new economy and drive new business concept.
Here today in Salamanca, it's a really interesting place to gather all together and analyze and look for opportunities and solutions. We are parents, we are teachers, we are entrepreneurs, we are business people. We are all involved in education because education is part of the solution of what we need for a better opportunity world for our children.
I think as educational publishers, our contribution to the take-up of ICT in the academic space and in the educational space is to make it easy. Another challenge that we face where we need to bring into our teams technological skill sets which until reasonably recently they have not needed. Doesn't mean that the traditional role of the publisher being rigorous, editing thoroughly, producing quality stuff is not important. Of course it's important.
Parental engagement is really important, and the key to it is ensuring that parents know what's going on in the school, how their child is doing. And the more you can push real-time information out to parents, then I think you can start to get them involved and really tracking how their child is doing and able to push and support their child in an appropriate way. We move education technology to consumer technology. We have homeschool devices. We embrace one-to-one computing in our pedagogy.
I think that the question at stake is not whether technology yes or not, but rather in which ways we can support the improvement of teaching and learning processes. And I see a role for technology in there. And in which ways we can assess, support, and create incentives for those teachers who make an extra effort, including the whole range of technology solutions that exist.
We are helping to bring the private sector voice in, and then we are very committed on a local level to implement and support this very local change.
I think it's crucially important that summits like this are taking place, led by people like Intel, so it can bring people who are thinking about education and who are leading education across Europe and the world to understand some of the key issues. It doesn't matter whether you're pupils in a classroom, teachers in a school, or ministers leading education systems, you have to learn from best practice.
I just hope that this summit managed to make you a little bit happier, and then you will go back home a little bit happier. And I hope to see all of you, most of you, at the 9th Intel Education Summit next year. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for coming.